Disintegration is a first-person shooter with a real-time strategy twist, allowing you, the player, to decide what playstyle best suits you. V1 Interactive, a small team led by one of the co-creators of the Halo series, brings an interesting playstyle to their first game release. You control Romer Shaw, who was once a human celebrity, but through a process called integration, where they put a preserved human brain in robotic armatures, now leads a small resistance to help stop the elimination of human society. The main means of destruction and navigation in Disintegration are grav cycles, a simple anti-gravity vehicle that were once used as a search and rescue craft, but are now outlawed and fitted with weapons. The story is fairly interesting, and they managed to build emotional ties to some of the lovable characters. This is achieved through some very talented voice acting. There were times where playing, I really felt what was going on deep in my soul, but even with the great characters they have, the story still fell a little flat. When I first started, I found myself playing it as a primary FPS, going around, shooting everything, and not really caring what my troops were doing. But as I did progress, I got into the habit of marking units to kill, trying to use their abilities in conjunction with each other. This led to some very satisfying gameplay moments that allowed me to conquer some situations that felt very overwhelming, and those moments felt good. Very good. Unfortunately, these moments don't last all that long, as you realize you have no control on what units and grav cycle loadouts you bring with you on your missions. During the first half of the game, I enjoyed trying out all the new weapon combinations and support units that were thrown my way. This gave me an opportune time to try out everything they had to offer, but it would have been nice to be able to choose what I wanted to use and what I was comfortable with on the latter half of the game. Being able to select a loadout would also allow the player to hone into a playstyle of their choice, choosing two guns to focus more on FPS, or possibly going more support so you can play in a more RTS fashion while still having the option to combine both. Instead, you're always at the mercy of what is given to you. Commanding units is very easy and allows you to stay focused on the action while making sure that your ground troops are also staying active. One click of a button and they're off, whether it be moving into cover or focus firing at a target enemy. It's that simple, but maybe it's too simple. While it's quick and easy, all units move together, making positioning seem kind of irrelevant. You can command them to target a specific enemy, otherwise they just kind of do their own thing. But don't mistake this for me saying your ground units are useless, because in fact, they were the reason I survived or successfully completed a mission a few times. Each of them have an ability, and you can use these abilities on their own, but they really do shine when you use them together. Slowing down a bunch of enemy soldiers while raining down a heavy rocket barrage is extremely satisfying and rewarding to watch. They are also great at distracting other units from you so you can get away and survive, because your grav cycle, though housing a lot of firepower, tends to be very fragile, so getting that cover fire is really nice in your time of need. While not the most stunning game I've ever seen, the game does show a good variety in its level design. The destructible environments made for a nice touch that I was not expecting. Cover, walls, and even sometimes full buildings can be destroyed. While Disintegration does bring the FPS and RTS genres together in a very fun manner, I never really felt like they were in perfect sync. I found myself swaying towards one way more than the other due to the lack of loadout options. Although the story didn't quite hit the mark, I am hopeful for what V1 can bring to future updates down the road. Overall, Disintegration's unique gameplay made for an enjoyable experience that's worth checking out.